This is a red currant tomato plant that I have cloned, aka propagated. It is become too top heavy to stay in its container. This is just a leftover pot from a plant that I've had previously. It's just a regular plastic nursery pot, 1 gallon size. Let's use this. It's going to be a little bit heavier, a little bit better for sturdier, heavier foundation. Now what I have here is a mixture of expanded shale, S-H-A-L-E, and lava rock. It's not an equal ratio actually, I just had some lava rock that spilled into here and I just figured might as well mix it. Ideally you'd like to use equal parts, however this is not an exact science. It's one of the great things about it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Excuse the rainwater. Lots of rain here the past few days. What we're going to do, I'm just going to set that in there just so you can see. I'm just going to fill up the lower portion of this pot. So we're about, I'd say, 1/3 of the way full, roughly. Keep in mind this is from a cutting, which I'll show you later. This is in a Rockwool cube. I think it's a 1.5 inch, and it's in lava rock. So we're going to take this out and have a look at the roots underneath. That's okay. Some of these are going to spill, which is good. I'm going to actually try to get some of those in this pot. There we go. Shake it just a hair. Just get some of the loose ones. Just trying to reuse some of these lava rocks really is why I wanted them in there. So like I said, I have a 4-inch pot with a red currant tomato. There's plenty of roots, not a whole lot of roots. Smaller roots, thinner roots, finer roots, maybe not quite what you would expect if you were to have some roots perhaps in dirt. That's one of the pluses about hydroponics. The roots don't have to really search for food like they would if it was a soil grown plant. So that allows you more time for foliage and fruit growth as opposed to root growth, which is absolutely fine. Carrying right along, I'm going to set this right in the middle of this pot. And I'm going to try to position it a little straighter. And then I'm just going to take some more of my shell mix and just fill it in like you would if it was potting soil. So hydroponics doesn't use soil or dirt or any kind of material like that. Now I know if you are somewhat familiar with hydroponics, you've probably heard of a material called Hydroton. That is an expanded clay pellet, which works great, absolutely perfect, nothing wrong with it. I would use it if I had the money. The problem is it's very expensive. So what I do instead is I go to the local rock quarry and I'll get lava rock, smaller size. It doesn't have to be black, it could be the maroon color, but it's very cheap. I got right under 100 pounds for 10 bucks, so you figure 10 cents a pound. You figure right at 10 cents a pound, which is super cheap. You figure maybe 20 cents worth of rock here. The expanded shell actually turns out to be about 3 cents a pound, so both work fine. Like I said, I prefer a 50-50 mixture. Just a combination, equal parts essentially. Maybe a little bit more expanded shell just because it's cheaper. Get you a little bit further, stretch a little bit farther. Either way, both perfect. So after that point, you just basically transplant it like you would any traditional plant grown in soil. Make sure to put you plenty of rocks. We're going to put the gravel here a little bit higher just to add some additional stem support. Give it a little bit extra pizzazz, a little bit extra strength here to help keep it more upright. And I just always kind of wiggle the container and Don't be afraid to hurt the roots. You're not intentionally hurting the roots, but like I said, they're very tough. Secondly, this right here is a barbecue skewer that I got at the local hardware store. I got about 100 of them, roughly, for about $1. This is going to be our plant stake, and you can see here the plant's leaning this direction still. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually very windy here. I'm going to put the stake on the back side, and I'm just going to poke it down. Okay. So now that we have our stake in place, I've got here some strips of Velcro that I bought also at the hardware store. It's got a soft felt material on the inside which faces your plant stem, and it's got your Velcro, your rough Velcro side here on the opposite side. It comes in a roll like this. It's actually about twice this size. I've used quite a bit. Ran about $3. Really good stuff. I like it. It doesn't, very gentle on the plants, and it's reusable, which is great. This actually came off a different plant which had outgrown this, so I'm going to use it on here. But here you go. Just stake it. I'm going to wrap the whole thing. I'm going to give it, just try a little bit bigger piece. I'm going to give it one big bear hug with the Velcro around all the branches. I've just got that situated. It's around all the 4 branches here. Still loose. You can see it's not very tight. However, it did pull the branches together. I may cinch it up just a little bit more to help with that. It's a little better. Now the reason the plant was growing crooked anyways is because originally the smaller pot here, the 4-inch pot, fell over and the plant started to grow over and up. So that's why the plant had the contours to it. But we've got it repotted in a 1-gallon pot. Very solid, much heavier foundation. Should be good to go. I'm going to water this thing in with the nutrient solution mix, which I've already got mixed up. I will have to show you that in a separate video. Got a lot to show you guys. Y'all please stay tuned. As for now, this is going to do it. I appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for more. Thank you.